Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and let's go! I've been holding in that bad boy for months, and it's finally here. I can finally start getting hype about MFF again, baby. MFF is back, baby. It's time to take off the robes. It's time to get out of the hyperbaric time chamber, because my voice is cracking and I'm very excited. Agents, are you up to the challenge? Battle the new world boss legend, GOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOO excited. I got all the Smurfs in my voice tonight. Or today, this morning. I'm very, 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 very excited. Christian Bale, if you're watching this, I loved you in The Dark Knight. And anyways, yeah, I'm being really silly because I'm very, very excited. But what I wanted to start off in the video by pointing out is I'm really excited. No, only on Twitter, I think, did they specifically, explicitly say battle the new world boss legend, which actually led to a lot of confusion by players who only saw the sneak peek on YouTube or on the forums or Facebook or wherever you get that information from. So yeah, a little bit of misinformation, or not misinformation, just like missing information. But yeah, he is definitely a world boss legend. It's not a troll, it's not a prank or anything. That he's 100% a world boss legend, even though I know a lot of the sneak peek features imagery we've already seen from the legendary battle. My guess is that they may reuse the arena from the legendary battle when they're in New Asgard with the Infinity Cones ice cream shop and stuff, and that will be the arena for Gorr's battle. I think that would be dope. There's basically two options for the arena. There is, you know, like a real world setting like this, or on, you know, on like a random planet in black and white. But I feel like that would look too much like Null. And as much as you want that sort of like cosmic feel, I think a real world arena would look really, really cool. Like, I think it would be really dope. And you get some really funny screenshots with infinity cones and stuff, and like little Norse houses in the background. I'm going to kill my voice in this video today. So anyways, let's go over to the forums to see what else they have to say. This is a glorious day, my friends. We finally have content, and this is the best kind of content in Marvel Future Fight, in my opinion. I don't mean to heap too much praise and too much pressure on just World Boss, because we know a lot of people just call this game Marvel World Boss Fight. But the beauty of this is he will be a boss, and we will beat him, and then in the future, right, not right away, I'm guessing, but in the future, maybe in a couple of weeks, in a month, he will be unlockable, which is basically, it's a 2-for-1, right? We get the boss. Oh, I hit my mic. Sorry. We get the boss. That made a really weird sound in my headphones, so it's probably weird for y'all. We get the boss, and then we also get the character. So this is fantastic. This also means that Gorr may be the 250th character. Now, I say that he may be the 250th character because we could see a character released before then. Right? It could be like Atuma could be next, or Hercules, or whatever, Zeus, whatever, right? I'm just saying it's possible. It's very unlikely, okay? But when you get a shred of hope, what you do is you stretch and expand that hope until it's massive, and then you cover yourself in it like a blanket. So, wow, already 4 minutes into the video. The supervillain who has vowed to destroy all gods has come to challenge our agents himself. A whole new threat, a whole new world, if you ask Aladdin. Will you be able to fight against this powerful supervillain who can even best the gods? Thank you. So yeah, and then the sneak peek in HD looks like this. We see the infinity cones, but then there's a huge shadow, and then Gorr comes out of the shadows, and then he attacks us. And then of course it's the costume inspired by Love and Thunder. So a couple of things to note here. Some people have mentioned there are 3 fires. So it's possible, like, it's pretty much guaranteed that he's going to be native tier 3. Let me just put that out there. After getting Null and Mephisto as World Boss Legends, Gorr being the next one, at the very least, he's going to be native tier 3. They might make him a little bit more expensive because they now have new materials to play with. You know, Carbonadium, Soul of the Faltine. I'm not saying that's what I want. I don't want that. But I also don't want him to be weak. That's the other thing. So I think the devs have got to start recognizing that we want new characters, especially really hype ones like Infinity Ultron, right? If they have this massive power level in the MCU or in the comics, that needs to translate to the game, right? They get it right most of the time. You know, Sentry, Null was really strong at the time. Mephisto was really strong at the time. Of course, these characters slide and they lose value as time goes on. but Sentry was a dominant force when he came out. So was Null. So was Mephisto. So they've gotten it right so far, but they didn't get it right with Ultron. So that's why I'm hammering this point home so hard. They have to get it right with Gorr. He has to be stronger than Mephisto, right? Because Mephisto right now is the strongest native tier 3, but he is sliding, right? He's nowhere near as strong as tier 4 Iron Man. Now, I don't expect native tier 3 Gorr to be as strong as a tier 4 level 80, because of course there's more materials involved in that, but he should be pretty close. He should be pretty close. Gorr should be the closest to Iron Man and Thor and Moon Knight of any other character, right? So he should be stronger than Doctor Strange, etc. So yeah. But anyways, we get 3 flames here. Some people have also noticed that there is a sort of strange cloud formation, which could be like the number 4. I don't really see it. It looks just more like nothing to me, but yeah, I wanted to recognize that, you know, people are very eagle-eyed these days because the sneak peek team has dropped quite a few teasers like that on us. So I do want to recognize that that was a theory floating around, that the cloud sort of hinted at tier 4. But yeah, whether we're getting Gorr as a native tier 3 or a native tier 4 or whatever, that's not really what's important. What's important is that he's going to be strong enough, right? That's what's really important, that he's going to be strong enough to contend and to battle and to sort of almost be equal with the current metas. If he's not close to the current meta of Iron Man tier 4 and Thor tier 4, then people are going to be disappointed, right? But that aside, I'm very, very excited for Gorr. He's super cool, and I wanted new content, and this is really great because it's 2 kinds of content. It's the boss, and then it's also the character. Now, speaking of the boss first, let me just go over to World Boss Legend really quickly. Presumably, he's going to be more difficult than Ultron. Now, I know that's going to worry a lot of people watching because they're going to say, I haven't cleared Ultron. I can't clear Ultron yet. So what am I going to do? Well, that's why you want to continually progress your account, watch guides, learn, pick up new tricks, whatever. That's the benefit for those of you who do chase the meta, and for those of you who are, at the forefront of that. This is your benefit, is that you're going to get to adopt these new characters faster and earlier than other players. For those of you that are not there yet, don't worry, you will get there. It's only a matter of time, right? But certainly getting characters to tier 3, certainly focusing on meta characters, certainly focusing maybe on some level 80s like Iron Man and Thor specifically, those will probably help you tremendously. Now, Ultron, just to do a little bit of speculation here, Ultron was very difficult when he first came out. A very clear step up above both Mephisto and Null. Null and Mephisto are very close in power level. I would say, if Null is 50% difficult, then Mephisto is just like on an arbitrary scale, right? If Null is 50%, then Mephisto's like 60, maybe 65%, but they're still relatively close. But Ultron was like 80%, like he was a big jump up, almost twice as difficult as Null, clearly more difficult than Mephisto in a lot of ways, and also without the advantage of being able to use speed types because he's a blast type. Now, for Gorr, I do really hope that they either make him combat or speed. Regardless of whether you want that typing to get a really powerful native tier 3, we need to stop getting the same typing over and over and over again for all of these bosses, right? It's a little bit too predictable, and it's a little bit boring that most of the bosses, like 60-70% of all the bosses are all universal. I know that universal just stands for alien, but there's just too many cool cosmic characters in the Marvel universe that would all just be under universal, that it just sort of imbalances things. So I really think they need to take a page out of the book with Mephisto, and they need to make him either combat or speed, because then it opens up a lot of new characters and existing characters that will then just gain a bunch of value by having, increased damage versus Gorr, and then it will make him a more interesting character rather than just being a sort of catch-all, right? Because if he's universal, then we just know he's going to be good against everything. Whereas if he's combat or speed, he'll have specific strengths and weaknesses. They can make him stronger because it'll still be a little bit easier to counter him, whether it's with a blast type or with a combat type. But yeah, as far as the difficulty goes, I would expect to see something more difficult than Ultron. How much more difficult than Ultron? I don't know, but just for reference, even with 20% Pierce, I was not able to go above stage 24 without using reforged CTPs. So if they continue that trend for Gore, I would expect with existing tier 3s and a lot of Pierce, you may get stuck in the teens. You may get stuck around stage 10 or stage 15 versus Gore. Now, that honestly doesn't matter for the majority of players. I'm just saying for those of you that want to push, you're definitely going to need tier 4s. Just going to put that out there right now. That's definitely going to be a prerequisite. Whether Gore drops tier 4 materials or not, I have no idea. We're going to have to wait and see. But what's good for everybody else is as long as you can clear stage 1, you can unlock the character. So I just wanted to put people's fears aside. You don't have to climb really high in order to unlock the character. You just got to beat stage 1 consistently. And then we'll also have to see, as a side note, whether or not, well, I can't see it anymore here because it doesn't drop, but whether or not the artifact for Gore will drop from his legendary battle. Whether they're going to repeat what they did for Ultron, or whether they're going to have the Gore artifact be, obtainable in some other way. I'm not sure. I'm not saying one way is better than another. I would say that, I think the power level of Ultron's artifact is kind of lame. It's kind of low. And so I think people are expecting that if you can get it sort of for free, that it's not going to be very good. Meanwhile, if you can't get it for free, it might be very good. So I think they can strike a balance between, cost and value and like sort of effectiveness of the artifact. But we'll have to wait and see what that ends up being and where that ends up going. But yeah, really exciting stuff. We're going to be getting Gore as a world boss legend, and then later on as a character. And we're also going to be getting whatever the update is, right? The update's not just Gore. There's going to be a full update as well with maintenance. So next week is going to pop off. If you want to know what you should be doing in preparation for Gore, saving up as much CCF as you can. Also saving up the other tier 3 materials, of course, but especially CCF. You want to save up CCF and you want to save up gold. Because if Gore is native tier 3, which it's almost guaranteed that he will be, you're going to have to do material fusion. A lot of people forgot that this existed, but you're going to have to do this. And this, as you can see, this costs quite a lot of gold. Like if I want to make 10 of these, that's 2.5 million gold. And you're going to need all of these, just like we do for tier 2, right? You rank up the tier 2 materials into these ones, right? Same concept for native tier 2s, except it's the concept for native tier 3s. You can go back and watch my videos on ranking up Null and ranking up Mephisto, because that would be the exact cost. But just as a rough estimate for you, it's 3,000 CCF to get them from 1 star to 6 star. And that's before you factor in the RNG cost for the gears, because the gears also cost CCF, as you can see here. Oh, I think I ranked them all up already. Never mind. Can't show you guys. But yeah, the gears cost CCF as well. So you do need a lot of CCF and a lot of gold. But yeah, Gore is coming, baby. It's Gore in time. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I am super hype, as you can tell, and I hope you are too. Smash the like button. Take care.